Morning po mga kababayan. Ito po tayo ngayon, pagkasulina. Biyahe po tayo ng maga. Coding po tayo ngayon. Ngayon ko lang kung may coding na wala. Mamaya po update ko kayo pag may pasahero na.
Staff House Babat Queens.
Russia and Ukraine to the heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Obviously, there's orbits of retrogrades. This breaking news ties in current events in a way that seems speculative to a not so current event, a 105-year-old event. The events at Fatima, Portugal. If you don't know about this most fascinating, most mysterious Marian apparition from 105 years ago, we've done great shows on it here at Rules for Retrogrades. One just 3 weeks ago. Go check out the new show, the check-in that we did with the third secret of Fatima about 3 weeks ago on this very program. Now, the second secret of Fatima required the Pope at the time in 1917 during World War I to consecrate with all the bishops of the world Russia to the heart of Mary in order that the world would turn from the sinful ways which Mary specified seemed to be centered in Russia, whom none of the three seers even recognized as a country. They thought it was a sinful woman, Russia. And if the consecration would not be done, then another great conflict, the Second World War, would break out. It was not done properly. It's a controversial topic, but 6, some say up to 7 attempted consecrations to Russia were followed in the next 80 years, and culminating with the one by John Paul II at the beginning of his, which went before, allegedly didn't count for one reason or another. Not enough bishops were gathered. Pope John Paul's last consecration or attempted consecration, many argue, and even Cardinal Burke has given credibility to the theory that it didn't count because the Pope consecrated all the world to the Sacred Heart of Mary, which included Russia. Well, no, the order,
Stop person, no?
heaven, the order from the diktat from the Blessed Virgin Mary to Lucy of Fatima, one of the seers, was that Russia specifically was consecrated. Yes, Russia's contained in the world, but if you want your home blessed, you have a priest come bless your home. The priest doesn't bless the city in which you live or your state. Okay, so that's been the argument as to why even JP2's ultimate attempt at the consecration of Russia might not have counted. We don't really know. Likewise, we don't exactly know why, if it did count, why would Francis then be following up with an attempt at another one? And again, under the rubrics of this most recent attempt, which will take place in 10 days, according to Vatican Press Office. What's that? Yeah, well, I also have, at first I read it in Italian, then I realized that there's a traduzione di lavoro in lingua inglese, which means there's an English version right here. Yeah, so I wasn't translating there. But will Pope Francis, in 10 days' time, on March the 25th, consecrate Russia with all of the world's bishops? Now, it doesn't seem so. The initial indicia is that because there will be a simultaneous consecration happening in Fatima, which means that Francis, we're not just speculating, Francis does connect what's happening in Russia and Ukraine to Fatima. That seems strange, but it's not speculative. However, this also seems to indicate, this is just on the first blush, this is my first take, that means that all of the bishops of the world aren't going to be doing it. If he has to specify, the Vatican Press Office, rather, feels incumbent on them to specify that at least the special envoy in Fatima will also be doing it. His Eminence Cardinal Krzyzewski, Apostolic Luminaire, as envoy to the Holy Father. this, no matter how little you care about the Ukraine-Russia current event, seems much like a psyop in lots of ways, you can't deny, and nor would I, that this is big time. Why? Why would it be big time? Because, quite simply, this seems to be, I'll say it plainly, seems to be some sort of sweeping acknowledgement by the Vatican that JP2's final attempt at a consecration of Russia might not have been fully satisfactory. A lot of people say it's all or none. Some suggest that JP2's failed attempt in the 80s was partially satisfactory. Now, Gabriel Amorth, the
That's
world's
right.
most famous
Oh, did it?
exorcist and the exorcist who allegedly did tens of thousands of exorcisms in his career, said that he was sitting within a stone's throw of JP2 on the day of the consecration. Was it in March also? Or was it on Fatima Day? Yeah, we looked that up thing. He said he was sitting nearby, and all the bishops of the world were either actually or virtually attendant. And right before John Paul II, the Pope, got to the part of the consecration where when he would read the words, all of Russia to the Immaculate Heart, March 25th.
Kanan
Same
po.
day. I thought it was late March. Same day of 84. Okay. But what Gabriel Amorth says, I was telling this tale. It's
Tapos
anecdotal,
kanan.
but many of us look to Gabriel Amorth as a spiritual leader and a credible source. He says that seconds before JP2 got to the part of the consecration where he was going to name Russia, a group of the episcopate
Kaliwa.
toward him and were in hushed whispers saying something. It's unclear whether or not Amorth could make out the particular words, but he clearly imputes to the conversation the diktat of Ostpolitik, which meant during the Cold War, the Vatican had elected this way of Ostpolitik a non-controversial equipoise that the Church would take with regard to our separated brethren, not the Protestants, but rather the Eastern Orthodox, particularly the Russian Orthodox, and not further alienate them, undertake whatever steps could be elected to.
Dito na lang po. Good. 20 pesos too. Thank you.